may not waste your time. Over a tutorial on how to do Budget Twixtor in DaVinci Resolve. Information I'll be giving you today is a combination between Macrostos's Twixtor tutorial using the actual Twixtor third-party plugin and Arctica's Libraries tutorial about speed warp retiming using the studio version or paid version of DaVinci Resolve. If you don't know what Twixtor is a program that uses frame interpolation, or taking frames of your footage and blending them together to make new frames you can use when slowing down your footage. To get started, we first have to get our clip that we want to twix. The clips that work the best are the ones with slightly similar frames, but they're also different at the same time. Then with our arrow key, we'll go one by one to cut out each frame of the clip. I use a splitting control. I bind it to key H to cut my clips quickly. If you want to rebind your control so you can split clips by hitting H, you're going to go up to DaVinci Resolve at the top left, then hit keyboard customization, and when this panel comes up, you can search for the split control and rebind it to any key you like. Now I'm going to split the frames by hitting the right arrow key to move one frame at a time, and by hitting H to chop up the clip. Then once we are done, we are going to go through each frame and delete any duplicate frames where the character does not change movement. You want to focus on changes in the character and not the background. Every time you view the beginning of a segment of the box, you're viewing that frame. Here I'm going frame by frame with the arrow key, and by holding down control and hitting the arrow key, I'm able to highlight the clip in front of the playhead, and when I hit the delete key, not the backspace key, I'm able to delete the clip and have the remaining clip shuffle towards the playhead to take its place. You're going to do this for the rest of your clips, then you will end up with something like this. What you're going to do from here is compound clip these frames and export them. By moving the playhead and hitting I, you can mark out a starting place that you want your clip to start, and by hitting O wherever your playhead is, you can hit the out range. With this, you are able to render out a certain part of your timeline, as long as you hit render in out range when rendering. My render settings here are exporting with AVI and a codec that does not compress the footage at all, so you can keep the quality. Do take note though that these files do take up a good amount of space on your storage device, so if you don't want to use AVI, then QuickTime will do just fine. Once you render this, you can right click the job and hit open in file, and DaVinci will open up the file right where you placed it, then you can put it right back into your project. Now that you have this file, you can start retiming. The order doesn't matter, but the first thing I started with is putting the correct retime settings on your clip. I'm using optical flow, enhance better, fill, and smoother as my settings. Now we're going to select our clip and hit Control R to bring up retiming controls, and you can change it to any speed that you want. You can change the speed of the clip with preset values by hitting the arrow next to the percentage and choosing one of the values that appears. I usually choose 50% or 25%, but if you drag the back top of the clip, you can drag to any speed of your liking. And that's it. You have your fake Twix clip. If you have any questions or requests for